welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a quick look at a guitar that I liked as soon as I saw it, really. The Gretsch Nigel Hendroff Signature Penguin in Amber Flame. To be honest, before I got this guitar, I wasn't even familiar with Nigel Hendroff. What initially drew me to this guitar was a while back, Collins Guitars released the Julian Lage signature model, and I really liked that guitar quite a bit. But those are really hard to get, it seems like. Plus, I think they range between like, $6,000 and $7,000. So I was like, but then I was in a local shop and I saw this hanging up in there, and it very subtly kind of reminded me a little bit of the, of that Collins Julian Lage guitar. And that's what initially, made me, take it down off the wall and check it out. And I'm glad I did, because I really fell in love with the guitar, as soon as I grabbed it and played it. So this guitar is part of the Players, edition, or Players series, whatever Gretsch calls it. It's the, the line made in Japan, and it's a really, like all the other Japanese Gretsch guitars that I have. It's just really a fantastic guitar. Is mahogany. It's got a flame maple top, and even though this is considered a solid body, in Gretsch's line, it's heavily chambered, so it really makes for a lightweight, resonant. It's a very loud guitar, and like I said, since it's heavily chambered, it's relatively lightweight for a single cut guitar of this type. With this kind of hardware. Mine weighs a little under 8 pounds. It's 7 pounds 9 ounces. So I consider that, relatively light for, this type of guitar. Now the neck is also mahogany, but it's got this really nice satin finish on it. And it's really, really comfortable. Pretty normal C shape, really, but super comfortable neck. It's got an ebony fretboard with these nice, large mother of pearl block inlays. And the fretwork on it, as you would expect coming from, Gretsch's Japanese shop, the fretwork on it is just really, really exquisite. A very, very comfortable neck. And it is bound with like kind of a tortoise shell binding. Really nice looking neck. Moving up here to the headstock, it's got a real bone nut, cut and slotted perfectly. It's got a tortoise shell truss rod cover. It's got the large penguin headstock, which I think is really, really cool. The vertical Gretsch logo. Now the guitar normally comes with Grover locking tuners. I, of course, have changed to my preferred tuner, the Graphtec Ratio locking tuners. But I did keep the Imperial tuner buttons. I took those off the Grovers and put them on here, kind of keep the look. And I find that I really like the larger, tuner key on that. It just seems like it's easier to kind of, dial in the tuning good. But nothing wrong with the Grover locking tuners. I just, like I said, I prefer the Graphtec ratio locking tuners. And the Graphtecs are slightly lighter weight than the Grovers. So that's a kind of an added bonus too. But I really, really like the headstock on this guitar. So moving down to the hardware, you got the pretty normal Gretsch Adjust-O-Matic bridge. Now I have replaced that bridge with a Graphtec Rezomax bridge with the String Saver saddles on it. I think I like the sound of that bridge also, but I think it helps a little bit, when you use the Bigsby. The Bigsby is a B7CB or CP. I forget. I'll put it down here in the title, but it's the version where it doesn't have the pins, it's got the holes, so the string goes through the holes. A little easier to restring it. And then I did change the this tension roller here. I put one on it that goes a little higher. It's a pretty common upgrade on these guitars. What it does is it kind of reduces the angle of the string, going from the Bigsby over the bridge. Pretty common upgrade on that, and really, really easy to do. It takes about 10 minutes to do that. So I really like the Bigsby on this. Works really nice. Looking at the electronics, it's got a pair of the Tim Shaw designed Broadtron pickups in it, the BT65s. I have these same pickups in the Cadillac Green 6228 guitar. So I already knew I liked the pickups. I really, really like the pickups. It's got a master volume and a master tone and a three-way switch. The tone is a no-load tone, so you can kind of feel it. It almost kind of clicks into place when it's all the way up. That takes the tone pot, completely out of the circuit. But as soon as you come out of that position, then it starts working like a normal tone. And I've said it before that the squeeze box capacitor that Gretsch uses, I think is a really, really high quality cap, and it makes for a very usable tone pot. I don't know if I mentioned it, got a three-way switch. Now I did take the Gretsch, jewel knobs off the guitar. Nothing wrong with those knobs. I have these Maximum Guitar Work knobs from my buddy Steve, over at Maximum Guitar Works. I think they're the best knob really, and I think they really, really suit this guitar well, so I put those on there too. And then I did go ahead and put a different switch tip on mine. I believe this is from a Duesenberg. It's, that kind of a big honking switch tip. I just think it really, looks cool in the guitar. Also forgot to mention when we were doing hardware, it does have the banjo style, armrest here. I think it just looks cool in this guitar. We'll do some tone samples for you. Of course, we're going to do the same riff that we always do, among some others. wrapping up on this guitar, I don't think you necessarily have to be a fan of Nigel Hendroff, you know, to like this guitar. Like I said, I hadn't even heard of him really before I got this guitar. But it's just a really, really well-made guitar. Fantastic playing and sounding guitar, and I really, really enjoyed playing it. I want to thank you all for checking it out with me today. We'll see you next time.